Hi guys, it's Valky here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're coming across my channel for the very first time, please hit the subscribe button if this is the kind of videos you want to see. On here I do sewing tutorials, fashion, style, everything fashion basically. And if it's your first time coming across my video, please subscribe so you join the family. So in today's video I'll be showing you how to sew this beautiful dress, but I would like to apologize because I cut it yesterday without filming because my phone was kind of full. Yeah, so I went ahead to cut it yesterday, but I decided to still show you guys how to sew this dress. So guys, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I promise to drop a detailed tutorial on how to sew this dress. Yeah, so for the skirt I went ahead to cut my full length. Let me show you guys. My length, I mean it's a gown, but you need your downer part as a skirt, so I went ahead to cut since her half length, her shoulder to waist measurement is 14. I'm going to be leaving 14 with half inch here for stitching allowance. So I came all the way down to 50 because that's how long the dress is. I came down to 50, if you can see properly, 50. And then from her shoulder to hip measurement is 23, so I measure my 23 inches. And then this is the waist, so this is the waist measurement, this is the hip measurement, and this is the downer part of the skirt. Now this is for the front part. I went ahead to, these are my vertical measurements. Now I'm going to go with the horizontal measurements. Her waist, I divide my waist into 4. I measure it. Her waist is 27, dividing it by 4 is giving us 6.75 or something. So you measure at 6.75. You add 1 inch for that. You add your stitching allowance. I usually go with 1.5 inches, and then your nipple to nipple measurement. You have to take the person's nipple to nipple measurement, and hers was 7. You divide it by 2. That's 7.5. You measure 7.5 here, and it's giving 3.5. I mean, 7 divided by 2 is giving 3.5. You measure it 3.5, and that's what you have. And then you come down to the hip measurement. Her hip is 37. You go ahead and divide it by 4, and dividing it by 4 is 9.2. Not 9.5, 9.25. yeah, you measure your 9.25. you add 1.5 inches for stitching allowance, and then down here on this downer part you're going to measure your hip measurement. Your hip divided by 4, it gave us 9.2, so I went in with my 9.2 without any allowance, since it's smaller than our hip. Our hip is big, and going down is a pencil skirt, of course. So that's what we're going to do. And then this excess fabric is for our lining. Since we're going to line the whole skirt, I went in with this excess fabric. So after that, I went ahead to place this fabric. I folded another fabric bigger than this one because the back part has a zipper allowance and probably a slit at the back. So I went in with this, I folded a bigger fabric and I placed this one on top to ease and fasten your cutting. I placed this on top, and then I went with 1.5 inch for the zipper allowance. As you can see, 1.5 inch all the way down, except from where my slit is going to begin, I went in with 2 inches because I didn't want it to be so covered behind. That's why I went in with 2 inches. Yeah, and I did the same thing here. I notched this part. I notched it all the way to the other part, and I notched this part so it will be easy for me to know where to fold. So here you are, guys. I'm going to take you through the sewing process. I'm going to cut my lining now and then start sewing. Stay tuned, guys. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video you are watching right now, check out my other videos, comment, share, and turn on the bell notification so you won't miss another amazing video from me. Thank you. See what I'm doing. Yes, the reason for this is such that when you are top sewing or top stitching through this part, it will be able to open up and not, if you don't do this when you're top stitching your dress, or even if you turn it without top stitching, it's going to be tensed. It's not going to be smooth. They are going to try to come together because of the excess allowance you have here. Good. Do you see? You see? Have you seen? They are not as close as they were before. They are now opened a little bit. That's the goal. If you want your turning to be sharp, when you turn it, it should be sharp. You notch it here like this, such that when you turn, there won't be any fabric to hold it back. See? So I'm going to do this. Do you see? You can see how sharp it came out. So So guys, I'm going to be measuring for my darts now. My nipple to nipple measurement is 7 divided by 2 is giving me 3.5. So I'll be going with my 3.5. I'm going to make a notch there because I want to know exactly where the dart is going to be going in. So I'm going to make a notch there, and I'm going to do this on the other side of the dress. This is the front part that I'm doing right now. I'm going to take this to the back side and do same. So I just finished doing this on the back part, and now I'm going to go in with how long I want my dart to be on the back. I'm going with 6 inches long, and I'm going to make a line there. I'm going to be taking out half inches from my dart. That's giving half on each side, which is 1, and I'm basically going to draw my line as you can see me doing. So guys, this is the front part. You remember the front part is having 2 different arms. One is shorter and one is off shoulder and one is normal. So I'm measuring my full length in order to know my under bust and my bust point. So I will know how to take my dart in front. Because of our bust, we can't take 6 inches like we did in the back. So as you can see, I marked my bust point and my under bust measurement. Now I'm going to measure how long I want my dart to. I'm going with 5 inches in front of it. Now this part for my under bust is my under bust to my waist is straight. That is why I'm making use of the under bust measurement. Now I took out half inches. I'll make sure I take my half inches all the way up to my under bust measurement, since it is a straight line. If you start to slant it from your bust point right down to your waistline, your dress is not going to have a beautiful fitting. It's not going to hold you properly. It's not going to fit well. So always make sure you take note of your under bust measurement, and from your under bust measurement to your waist, it's supposed to be a straight line. Yeah, so I went ahead to take that in to my bust point for my dart. Now guys, for the other side, this is very important. Since this side is an off shoulder, I'm going to take my time to make the dart here. I'm going to take it from up the neckline or the chest line to my waist. That is how my dart is going to be, because it's an off shoulder dress. I want it to fit properly. So I'm going to be taking my bust point to my waist. I'm going to make my point there, as you can see, and then my under bust measurement too. I'm just making sure that I'm doing the same thing. So you want to be careful when you are doing this. Make sure the sides are equal. So the reason why I bent this part is because I'm going to be forming my breast. I'm going to be forming it. That's why I bent this part. Just watch me, guys. So I'll be going out with half inches like I did, half inch like I did on the other side. So on the chest line, as you can see me doing, yeah, when you take this to your sewing machine, make sure your chest is even before you start sewing, and as you are coming down, you're going to be adjusting it. That is why I did that. I made it even before drawing my darts because I wanted you guys to see. I would have just done this on my sewing machine, but I want to show you guys how to do this. So I'm done. I'm going to take this to my sewing machine. As you can see, it's the bustier. It's ready. This is everything I need. I forgot to tell you guys that I added lining. I went ahead to add lining to all of the pieces that I made. So everything is ready. All I need to do is to join them together. This is the skirt part. I've gone ahead to add lining to it and also held a dart to that. Of course, we know how to hold a dart, and this is my rope that I'm going to be putting beside it. I don't know what to call this. Rope that I'm going to design the corners like you saw the design at the beginning of this video. I went ahead to fold the corners, and if your material is ever short, make sure to join it in the middle and close it neatly because both the sides will be seen outside. So I went ahead to hold the dart that I forgot to, and I'll go ahead and join this part, my half length to my skirt part. I'll do same for the back, and I'll do same for the other back, and I'll show you guys the result. So this is what I have after taking it to the sewing machine and joining the half to the skirt part. This is what I had finally. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I'll join my back part and then put a zipper to it. So I proceeded to pin it up there because I don't want it moving carelessly. So this is what I have now. I'm going to be measuring the length of my zip and the allowance, my stitching allowance for the back part. So I'm going to be going in with 18 inches. I'll be going in with 18 inches and then I'll be taking out 1.2 inches. The reason it was supposed to be 1.5 like we cut it, but since I had folded in the fabric and the lining to make this part neat, I'd folded in about 3 centimeters or 0.3 meters. That's why I'm going in with 1.2. Now I'm going to be making a straight line here for the zipper. I want you to pay attention here. I'm going to be ruling a straight line there. That is with 1.2 inches. And then on the waist line, I'm going to come out by ½ inch because our back is not straight. On our waist, we have a little depth behind on our waist. That is the reason for that 1.5. You don't want it bulging behind you. So once you do this, your dress is going to be fitting. It's going to fit properly, or fit your clients very well. Always make sure to take away that ½ inch, and then I'm going to proceed to draw my 1.2 inches all the way down to where I want my slit at the back to start from. this is it. I'm going to head to my sewing machine and stitch from there to there, as you see. Then I'm going to go ahead to put my zip. So guys, I decided I was going to show you guys this. It's very important. The one I made behind it wasn't really going to be useful to me, so I went ahead to do the same thing inside on the both sides, so that it'll be easy for me to see how I place my zip. I'm going to place my zip carefully, following these lines that I'm making. Yeah, I'm going to place my zip carefully, following the lines that I'm making right here. As you can see me, I'm joining the back to the front, and I'm going to hit it so that the chalk can photocopy. I don't know what to say. Yeah, basically print the other side so that it'll be easy for me to place my zip. Here we are. I just finished attaching my zip, and this is what I have. You can see it is neatly put together. I'm going to press this with my iron. Always make sure you iron your pieces one after the other. It gives your dress a very neat finishing, and it helps you to sew a beautiful dress. Always make sure you iron it one piece after the other. I'm making a notch there so that I can iron properly. I'm going to go ahead and press this with my iron. I'll also make sure I iron the slit very well so that it will be neat and beautiful. You want to make sure you cut all of your excess fabric to so that it'll be easy when you're joining your dress. You know how to measure your allowances properly. Now this is the part where I'm going to be attaching this rope to the corners. Now my ropes are not so long, so I'm going to be subtracting 1 inch from my side. Since my stitching allowance was 1.5, I'm going to be subtracting 1 inch where I'm going to attach the rope to it. I'm going to attach it here before joining the dress together, so make sure you bend your upper part and the downer part. As you see, mine is neatly bent. Now I'm going to be pinning that down after subtracting 1 inch from the sides. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm subtracting 1 inch all the way down. I'll do that all through, and I'll pin this down. So I'll go ahead and pin this all the way down, and after doing that, I'll I'll sew my dresses together and I'll show you guys what I have. In fact, after sewing the rope to the front part, I'll show you guys. This is it. This is how it looks like after I'm done pinning it down to the front or sewing it to the front. Now I'm going to be putting the back part on top of this and I'm going to sew it with my stitching allowance at 1.5 inches. Remember, I took that rope 1 inches in and now I'm going to go out by 1.5. Guys, this part is very important. As you can see, when I joined these two, they are not even because they have inches I took at the back is affecting my corners, but nevertheless I'm going to make sure I sew them together equally. That back part is supposed to be like that. Remember the deepness we have at our backs. So I'm going to be pinning this down and I'm going to be taking it to my sewing machine now. Here's the final look. You can see how fitting this is and check out the back. You see what I was explaining to you guys? There's no puff behind my back waist. I am busy.